see. Okay. Where's the button? Yeah. Let's put you over there. Scoot my chair back. New rim sprocket on it. Watch out. The iPad here, my coffee drink. Put my coffee at a safe distance. was thinking about not giving too much of a fuck with cleaning all that, but he is missing those. I don't think I have them in this drawer anymore. Maybe in this drawer. Oops. I think this goes to my 661 if I need it. I believe it's for that's a 661 gasket. 362 rings, bar noses, dogs for days. This is 461 stuff. 461 wrist pin. I think that's for my 880. That is just a broken intake boot. Alright, they're not in here. I'm looking for those little plastic tabs to keep the blade running nicely. Those blade guides. Where the heck are my blade guides? Do I not have any left? That's crazy. Dude, I gotta have some somewhere. I've got one here, but it's an old one. I'm gonna tell him he's gonna have to order a couple of those. I need to as well. Anybody in? It's too early on a Sunday morning. Somebody's awake. Hey! Hey, what happened? Yeah, it's early. Okay. Get all that as clean as I can get it before I get in there. The handle, I guess it would be nice to have the handle out of the way. Alright, let's break her down. little choke throttle lever pops up there and turns off here. I guess I could just, you know, talk and make this a little how-to thing. I'll keep a little magnetic tray for the stuff I'm putting aside. Yeah, let's get the carburetor off. This is a manual tune, 261. This thing, it's got tight wires on it. I just like to get it turned to the side where I can get the carburetor pulled, and it's probably gonna shoot fuel. Yeah. Carburetor I'll put over here. And it's got this little guy that sometimes will stay on the carburetor or sometimes get stuck in the intake boot. It's got a little tab on it that has a rest right there on the carburetor. Don't want to lose it, but that seems to be staying on there. Yeah, and then this little this is gonna come off, a little metal thing there, and get the throttle arm out of its plastic carrier there. Get the intake boot off of this. Alright. Almost there. Got a bit of a mess. Nobody in the chat yet. That's alright. It's early as hell. Let's see. Yeah, I'll use this rag. The dirty shop rag. Okay, I gotta get these little tabs off the front of the muffler. I like to use my little tuning key screwdriver. It's a little narrower to get behind the tabs. Alright, a little screwdriver, a little punch action. These are never going back on. There we go. One tab, two tabs. The second tab went I don't know where. It shot right over here. Well, where did it go? Did it stick to the bottom of the magnet? Yeah, it did. Okay, tuning key. There's some buddy. Party Monster. Always stealing. Well, I am dismantling this Ms261. The screw Does he have a gasket or a cooling plate? He should. Yeah, he's got the gasket. Dirty as fuck behind there. He's got a loose dog there. Let's see if we can help him out. Cool. Damn, you're partying down in the comments. I'm reading them over here. It's too bright on my phone. Can I turn off the lights? No, because then I can't see what I'm doing. If anything, I'm gonna bust out another light. Looks like he's got some coking going on with the piston, but I don't know, man. Cylinder looks alright. God, it looks like a mess right there. Holy crap. Let's cover up the exhaust port. Clean this out a little bit. What's up with you? These people never follow my instructions. I wanted to make you guys come out of space, but people wish they were there. Well, what are you talking about, guys? It's just me and you. That's it. Uh-oh. I dig this one, man. Be fairly simple to pop out of here. Alright, that's, I think, you know. Whoa. Hey, man. Where the hell did you pop up off of? Alright. I'm seriously not reading all that. Yeah, this cylinder ain't bad at all, man. Like, it's starting to see some browning and some coking from this fuel mixture or whatever, like this piston. But I'll take it. Let's see. There it is. Spark plug, motor mount screws. I can make the necessary connection. Okay. Would you like to be... No. Okay, so there's that. His decomp. His intake boot. Good Lord. Okay. So this is now my cylinder. To do with what I want. Alright, 261 drawer. Let's go. Machined cylinder versus an unmachined cylinder. They basically doubled the band. 35 thousandths out of the chamber. We're gonna find out. Alright, so I want to clean this up, clean all this up. I want to check some stuff before I go slapping it on there. Just refresh my memory on, I don't believe it gets a base gasket and glue it down, but I just want to be certain. Damn, dude, you gotta get him on the red armor. Okay. Peter Griffin. I'll take that. go. Twenty thousandths of an inch, yep. It is definitely a glue down scenario. That is set. So next I'll just clean it up and put it down. Plug and play. Alright, so we'll clean it up, clean up the intake boot. This needs to be washed out. Did you die? But did you die? Are you there? Are you gone? What did I get this morning? One troll. But is she a troll? Or is it a she? YouTube may never know. It's all good. Alright, little kick the door open and do a fuel flush, and I'll be right back. Get this thing washed out and wiped down pretty good right there. I'm back. What the fludge is that, man? I gotta go clean my hands too, so I can see what the heck is going on with his piston on the intake side. So I'll wash the cylinder, the boot, and my hands, and we'll get his rings cleaned up. I really do not want to hit my iPad with brake cleaner. So we'll clean his rings over here. Rings look good. Alright. Maybe after this we'll work on my my busted air fryer. Okay. Good. So let's put on the boot. Plug real quick. At the very least the plug threading. I don't have to put on the plug yet. So what I wanted to do, what did I want to do? Was to clean up the piston and see what is going on there. Dude. It's almost like he sucked in a shard of something through the intake, and I don't know. It's not the end of the piston though. That's for sure. We'll get the rings back on it. Yeah. All right. Got some Durka, some of this. Don't need any of that. Another one of these. What else? What else? This, that. And I think I'm good. Let's see here. Yeah, that'll be good for that piston. Let's clean these off. Alright, oh, that's right. And that's the one thing I was thinking about, that I was over there wondering like where it is. It's right here. Gonna get some oil. Echo Red Armor 2-cycle mix oil on all the bearings and up in there. And some on the piston. Get it all up on the rings and the top. Cool. And then for the cylinder, also want to coat the inside of the cylinder with some oil. Rich Fife, man. What is up, dude? What is going on? Somebody's up early. I didn't see the chat, man. You still there? Until just now. Chris, what's up, dude? There's been like this long array of messages from Party Momster. Now I've got some people in. That's clean. That's clean. My fingers are clean. Let's glue this mamma jamma down. I'm probably not gonna get anything out of it lately. The end of it keeps drying up on me. Let me see. Well, that's all right. It can just squeeze out the side. Great day for always a great day for saw building. I like doing this stuff in the morning. One of the babies tried to wake up, but Mom snatched her up and brought her back to bed. Which is cool. It'll allow me to get this done quicker. So when everybody wakes up, we can do something together. Somebody was supposed to send me, I think, an Ms261. It might have been a first generation, or I forgot at this point because I've done a few of them or so now lately. It wasn't you, Chris. You're in Sarasota, right? I think it was 850. I think he's North Florida, and he was gonna mail me a 201 that needed, I think it needed an ignition coil. Something was up with it. And oddly enough, I have plenty of that kind of stuff laying around. I would have been able to, I will be able to, if he sends it, get it up and running. And port it. All right. I can dig that. That'll work. All right, so those screws back there are really tough to get in there, so let's just pre-place those guys and see if that's gonna help us out. Whoever that lady is, she was talking about less light. I'm like, no, more light. All right, you need to cooperate. You're there, and you are there. There we go. Oops. Hell yeah. That out. Get that out of there. Coming in for a landing. Right about there. I store my Duca in the butter tray in my fridge. Helps keep it from drying out. Oh, no shit. Yes, sir. Just got a 201 TC at work. Piston scored because didn't want to fix. That's on my list of things to do as well. So just the piston is scored? Usually it's the piston and the cylinder. Unless you got to it just in time. Yeah. Alright, so that's on. We can go ahead and slap this in there. And this can go in. He wants to keep the valve. Valve is on. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put the intake together first. It's both, but the cylinder is salvageable. Okay. I have a 201 cylinder here. That's flippin' beautiful. And I've got one over there that's flippin' trashed. And I've got this 261 cylinder here where I gutted the intake, but I rebuilt it with epoxy, and I machined the living hell out of it. Anyway, I think it, for a little bit, like I got it running and it was really kicking, but like it just doesn't act right. Like it's not gonna be a cool work saw at all. So the guy that I'm doing this for, like this is already a pre-done up cylinder, and I will sell it to him, and that's cool. That makes me some money that I need. But the saw's not that old. I was starting to see some coking on this piston. But I get a new 261 cylinder, fresh, you know? So I've got a build coming up. Come on, boot. Get in there. There it goes. Cool. All right, boots in. Oh yeah, here I am, freaking just leaving it with the cap off. I'm gonna try that in the butter container in the refrigerator thing. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. And also my buddy has a 620, an Echo 620. It's his favorite saw, and he'd like to have it bumped up a little bit. And Super Dave has more than a few videos on him, you know, putting that saw together, trying it out, putting it together again and trying it out. And he gave me some advice and some numbers and some things I could do with the carb on it. And that's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. The carb stuff, I have no idea about, man. He's talking about getting like this jet out of there and putting this other one in there. Bruh! What's up, GP? Super Dave I think he's gonna help me learn how to make changes to a carburetor with it's with an Echo. That's so cool. You can comment on the shorts now, man. I hope it's not just that one. So much, bruh. So much, bruh. Alright, you can go back on there now. I don't know, you're kind of dirty. Cover that. Alright, that's better. I feel better about it. Dude, I get up so early for my flipping. That's where that came from. I was wondering, dude. I was like, where the hell did this part come from? It like fell off the saw when I took the handle off. It's the rubber thing. It's the rubber nipple. Goes in right there. And now I gotta figure out how to get it down in there. Dude. Come on. Get in there. Alright, again, this is like the third time I've busted out this tool. That's not even what it's for. It's perfect for everything. Okay, I think we're in there. Hell yeah. Sheesh. I've never seen that thing pop out of there before. Are you still trying to pop out? It is. Like it's not in there all the way. Come on. Dude, I don't know. I guess. It'll be fine. I don't know if I'm all flipped out about it now. I don't know if that little rubber thing's in there the way it's supposed to be or all the way in there, or if the rubber's tearing. But I'm gonna put these flipping bolts down and secure it, that's for sure. Okay, the lever is there. That's working. It's in its spot. No, it's not. There. If you're gonna build a blade saw, you better build it right. Now, we got one. We got two. What's going on, Ground Pounder? How are you this morning, man? I went and saw some other comments too. I was shocked. Uh-oh. Time to feed Ham. Whatever, bruh. What the fuck ever. Go feed Ham. I'll put this blade saw together by myself. put this thing in upside down and backwards. That'd be cool. Decompression valve. Alright, that's in there, that's in there, that's on there. Let's give it an air filter. Why don't we give it a bar or a handlebar? Can't have a blade saw without a handlebar. Maybe we'll put on the muffler first, because putting the handlebar on there can be a mess. Okay, let's place you right there. He ordered, like, you know, an exhaust mod for this, but he left it at his front door because his kids were driving him nuts on the way out of the house. So he's gonna put that on himself. Let's see, I think it was these two that were in there. I can tell because the coloration. There we go. What is this? What is this? What is this scribbleness? It looks like Japanese lettering. Got it. All right, let's get the bottom two started. And we will check them. With the hand screwdriver. What the fuck ever. Yeah, like this one could go further for sure. It's got another half turn out of that one. Be real careful with these bottom muffler screws because they're into the case. And it sucks when that starts to go bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tooth sprocket. Okay. Let's put a handle on it. Nice. All right, let's do the chain catch. I think. Yeah. Maybe. It looks like it's bent in. And let's hit these ones while we're here. Nice. And now for this one. And these two. I left a part out. Cool. Yeah, what did I leave out here? Before the air filter goes on, we gotta get this little throttle arm back in here. Choke lever, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, choke lever. Dude. Okay, so that is a little bit of a problem there, that little rubber thing. I really need to get that down in its hole, so let's pull this seat up here and see if we can get that all the way in there. It's coming out of its hole. Get this off of there. I don't get it, man. It's down there. It's in there. How was it wanting to come back out? Might have to order a new one. I don't know, I think I got it. It's coming together now, man. Coming together now. I can already tell you. Yeah, this is blue gas. It is what it is. I ain't gonna waste an ounce of my gas in it. All I can try to do is get him on the red armor kick. Guarantee his cylinder and piston would have looked better with red armor in here. Guarantee. All right, what's next, man? Yeah, chain catch looks pretty beat up. That looks pretty bowed out. This plate. There's a couple of things. Yes, red armor is king. That's all I use, 1,000%. 1,000%. Alright, yeah, this is his bar. How embarrassing. I hope I didn't say that too loud over the sound of the compressor. Here's my blade channel cleaner. Good Lord. Dude. Alright, let's put you guys away. And put all this stuff back over here. And this back up here. Okay. Scoop up all that nasty blade channel grime. Yes, blades do have channels in them. If blades didn't have a channel, then the cutting part of the blade couldn't ride in it. This looks like a 1.6 millimeter depth gauge. Like he's running this pretty fat chain on it. And as far as the weight goes, he says that bigger, fatter chain actually weighs less. Dude, his bar is about to be screwed. Like he needs some bar rail maintenance. So let's do it. Let's give him some bar rail maintenance. He's a good dude. Let's do it because he's a good dude. And I'm sure he'll hook me up because I'm hooking his saw up with the maintenance it needs. Here's my new cylinder I get to build. It's gonna be sweet. I know it. It's gonna be awesome. Hell yeah, Batman. Yeah, dude, these rails were way rolled. It was a valley. It was a flippin' valley, man. So, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. It'll be a little while longer before he has to buy a new blade. Is the blade bent? Yes, it is. We can't have that, man. Dirty. It's bent. That's ridiculous, man. And where at? I'm not sure. Seems to be like, you know, right around the middle of the blade. I'm just gonna I like it. More gooder. As Eddie's got a nice rim sprocket. The blade that rides on his blade, brand new. Saw was dirty, but he's got a nice setup now, man. Ow. Yes, it's new. It will cut you. Alright. He's missing these two. And that's just annoying me. Like, I'm gonna have to find a couple of these things somewhere. And I can't find my new ones, which is ridiculous. So where are they? Where am I gonna find something like that, bro? Here's the thing, and it doesn't have any on it. What about like over there? Maybe there. Maybe on one of these. Oh, dude. Seriously, just dropped a couple of screws that belong to that pull starter. I found one. Okay. I got one. And it barely sticks in there. Man, this is an old one. And it's not going to stay in there either. He needs some new ones, man. Damn. I need some new ones. Go on Amazon and get like a 50-pack. Super Shay up early today. Yes, sir. Just got done putting this all back together. I took it apart and put it back together. I passed out. Like my alarm went off for the live and I was up and he was like a few minutes late, and within that few minutes of being late I was out again. Damn it, dude. I watched it this morning and then jumped on the saw. Missed out on the I didn't miss out. I still saw it. The whole JLM tree service thing, man. Him getting all butt hurt. All right. Good to go. Everybody's sleeping, so we'll fire this up later. Yeah, it's a 261. So my ripsaw 500i, a ripsaw cylinder in it. Paid a lot of money for it, and built it myself, I think. Yeah, and I changed it up. I machined it a bit more. Changed up the numbers a hair, like did my own thing to it. Just wanted to take it a little bit further, and it's still breaking in. I'm hoping that it acts right and starts right and runs right and everything like that. Like it's in the process of, I haven't barely had any wood to put it in, but so that be the, I changed that one up. And then I changed up the ripsaw cylinder on my 2511, trying to just play with it, machine it to bring the exhaust roof down because it was super high, trying to get more torque out of it. And I fucked up the spark plug threading in the process of putting it on the lathe because I didn't have a live center at the time. So, whatever. That's the cylinders are a little more expensive now, but there's also aftermarket ones to play around with. Guess we're done building, so the phone doesn't really have to be up there anymore. Unless I bust out something else to work on. This entire video and rebuild is brought to you by CarQuest Brake Clean. And by Craftsman, and by Milwaukee. This little Craftsman screwdriver has been the shit. It's like one of those ones where it pulls out, but it goes in there and it gets those little screws out of the carburetor on the still saw. It's like, if I ever lose this thing, I'm gonna have a conniption fit. So anyway, what was I talking about? So yeah, then the 261 is a ripsaw cylinder, and it was good. I liked it. But not that much, you know, like me as somebody that's toying around with these things, I'm looking for something a little crazier. And so I put that saw on, or that cylinder on Rob's saw. He was thinking about, you know, hey, what about, you know, getting a ripsaw cylinder for my 261? I was like, well, I have one I could sell you. So I sold him that, plus the work of putting it on and everything, you know, just a little extra, because I'm getting the cylinder out of it. It's not a very old saw. He bought it like 6 months ago. One screw, one tool, one job. Yeah. It's got the little Phillips, the bigger Phillips. The other pieces of it are over there. So when I'm getting the piston out, it's a certain side of this is small enough to go inside the circlip for the piston, you know, for the what do you call it? The rod. Anyway, it goes in that skinny enough to go inside the circlip, but then makes contact with the rod, and then it can tap it and get the piston rod. There's a name for it. What the hell is it? Somebody help me out here. Some royal purple in my truck since I just 300,000 K. But bang, it was out of my budget. The Guggen pin. It's the Guggen pin. It's the Guggen pin. Okay, so the Guggen pin. Yeah, and it'll get past the Guggen clip,
and hit the gudgeon pin, and you get the other clip out the other side, and it'll get it right out of there. And so it's cool for that. Always use it for that. For getting those little circlips out of there. Wrist pin, but apparently now it's a gudgeon pin. Piston pin in USA. A piston pin. Oh my god. So what the hell, man? Our air fryer just doesn't turn on anymore, and it's my wife's favorite one. Nice big compartment with the handle, you know, and you can shake it around and stuff. And we have this other one where it's got like 2 little separate compartments. The doohickey thing that holds the piston, you know, and it rocks around on it. You put it in the cylinder. His piston, dude, it's got like all that yellowy brown color all over it. This piston here, man. It looks a little rough, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm gonna use it. The cylinder is see like the yellowing. But he's only been using that saw here and there for 6 months, so the cylinder looks amazing. And that's the piston I'll clean up and use for it. Wrist pin. Yeah. Fines ingested. It will clean up. Yeah, little fines or something like that. I mean, it's a 261. It's got that screw type filter on it. I keep it really clean. You know, I mean, not really, but you know, take it off and I blow it out like after every day's use and whatnot. I don't know. I'm gonna go get something else. So, now what are we gonna do? This is the flipping air fryer, bro. I'm just playing around at this point. I'm not even saw building anymore. Now we're gonna mod up this air fryer, is what we're gonna do. Turn it into the Binford 5000. Dude, it's got, let me show you this shit. Inside the air fryer, it's got the heating coil and the fan. Super basic, but either of those is not the problem. Problem is it won't turn on. The lights on it won't come on. So, let me see here. All right. Nothing. I got nothing. My wife will appreciate that I'm trying. It's like trying to get into a computer, man. It's like press fit. Got some clips. Now what? Dude, that was probably the culprit. Flipping cockroach. Let's see here. Milwaukee screwdriver. Ground sensor, possibly. Air fryer needs the basket in to turn on. Oh, does it? To like come on at all? No, this thing will light up, and it won't run, but the circuit board in the front will display. And right now we have nothing. We have no display, no circuit board. Now we have some broken plastic clips from me terrorizing it. Come on. Alright, so how are we gonna get the front here? How does this work? Those are the contacts. Alright, I've got 4 little tabs there. Has a small wind switch that detaches air current before engaging heating element. What's up, Chris and Swirl? What's up, 616? I'm trying to break into this air fryer and see if I can find something wrong that could be soldered to get it to come on again, because it's not displaying anything. And so like the display is out, we can't use it. Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I got a couple of screws out, but now what? How do I get this off of there without breaking it? I know I could just, rip it off of there, but then what? Let me see. There's the wiring. There's something there. Anchoring it together. By God, I think I may have done it. All right, so those are loose. Get that off. And that one off. Oh, dude. I'm close. I got side clips. I'm pretty sure this is just, you know, snapped together at the factory and send it out. Maybe it goes down. I can't see what I'm prying at right there. Dude, might be have a couple of screws into it from the inside to there. What an asshole. What an asshole of a machine. This is the 4th time I've used this tune-in key for something I'm doing today. All right, we're gonna get this off of there because apparently I'm gonna fix an air fryer with a scrunch and a tuning key. Or I'm gonna break an air fryer further with a scrunch and a tuning key. It's got more of those clips. I'm freaking busting loose. Dude, this is not very cool. All right, so let's say I got behind there. Nope. Are you guys enjoying me watching me destroy this air fryer? Like next, I'm just gonna get a chainsaw and cut into it. See what's going on in there. There's its motherboard. But whatever is right there, it is. It was a screw from the inside to that thing. So I'm such an ass. You know, I'm gonna have to buy a new one now. You like the chainsaw idea? Yeah, me too. I have a little chainsaw for just the occasion. Dude, it's got like micro screws in there. What's going on? Gotta take apart the whole bottom of it. To get inside of it. This isn't gonna help me. So the entire thing, as far as I can see, I have to get off the bottom, and then I'd have to get all of those screws out and get the heating element out and all that stuff. And then I'd have to get those 2 screws backed out of there to get to the top of it. So it has to come all the way apart to get to this area here. Yeah, No, screw that. Screw that, dude. Well, if maybe this will work. Speed things up a little bit. Okay. I think I had the right idea by just ripping the face off of it to find out what was going on. I think I got all of them. 3 more in here. 1, 2, 3. Get my 261 cylinder out of harm's way. Alright, there's the plug. There's the wiring. All of that looks clean. It was probably a flipping cockroach, man. It like went in a certain area that caused a short. You know? Dude. Are you telling me that stupid little screw has to come out of there? Well, you know what? It's coming out. Ground Pounder was here. Said he had to go feed Ham. All right. Dude, fuck you. There's like these screws down in there holding that on. Stupid air fryer. Dude, what the hell's really going on? Back to the scratch. I mean, I feel like it's almost ready to come out. Or, you know, something's gonna happen here soon. Dude, this is crazy. What the fuck? Okay. Dude, yeah, there's stuff going on inside of there, but how do you get in there? 1, 2, 3. I know there was a fourth. Hemostats, needle nose. What the fuck, bruh? Alright, have I done anything as far as getting those screws out? Might help this come out. Yeah. Holy crap. Alright, that goes to the motherboard. Now we're on to something. Oh God. This is getting caught up down there. Okay. There we go. Alright, and then it had this little thing here, and this was grounded somewhere. Where was it grounded? It was grounded onto here, I think. Nope, that was a little screw that was there. Here it is. So it's grounded to this metal plate right there. Okay. Dare me to plug it in? We've got our motherboard whatever display right there. We've got the plug right here. We've got electricity right here. And we have safety glasses here somewhere. Last thing I want is a flippin' spark to the eyeball. Where did they go? Dude, my vape. If all else fails, we can always get further into it with the hatchet. Dive a little deeper. Here they are. Okay. Plugging in the air fryer. Okay. What? You're dead? Did the kids burn up my freaking electrical tester battery? Whoa! Well, the red wire's hot. The red wire over here is not hot. That goes down into the fan area. Dude, it straight up looks like a mess right here. probably flipping cockroaches, man. And they're flipping. Damn, dude. Oh, that was fun. Now I got it plugged in, man. Like, I guess I'm just gonna put it on pause. I don't know, dude. That part, the circuit board part, looks pretty clean to me, but you know, there might be stuff inside there that's not. I don't know. Yeah, so I think the problem is further back, because I remember, I don't know if that's the same tester. This might be the one. There we go. Yeah, it's dead right here, man. And I'm telling you what, playing with the kids and playing with this thing, I would just, you know, playing around the house, I put it right here, and I was getting power just by floating this around right there. And now I'm not. So it's like I have power that heads down into there. But doesn't come back out. So I guess we go further. Maybe that piece can stay on. I don't know if that one has to come out. I think it's this one. Dude, and a lot of these screws are like different size screws. This is ridiculous. That screw's gone. Nope, there it is. I don't really care anyway. Like, I have no intention of rebuilding this. Like, I guess if I find the problem and I get it working, I'm gonna have to rebuild it. It's just not gonna look pretty. Come on, dude. I also have to be careful of electrocution. I'm working on it live at the moment. All right, so that power is going in there.
this apart. What's stopping us now? We got one screw here. One screw here. I thought I took these screws out. What's really going on here? Is it this flipping one? What am I missing? What the hell else has to go here? 1 and 2. I don't want to take those out. Is that a screw? No, that's just air fryer crusties. The heating element is held on with a rivet. The fan there, and the fan's there. So that holds all of that together, so this is not coming apart. Not unless I take off the fan motor. Dude, there's something going on inside there. All right, I just dropped a washer into the fan. Let's retrieve it. Oh no. Got it. Is this... I'm gonna unplug it. And then there's all these rubber washers. I'm sure these will be good for something someday. Just not today. Fucking alien-sized cockroach in this thing. That's probably it. Son of a biscuit. I can't win here. This isn't fair. What the fuck ever. And that's all put together with rivets. The problem has got to be inside here. All right, so I'd say it's probably purple. It's purple. Ah! Ah! All right. All right, we're gonna secure the fan. Secure the fan. We're gonna get it. What the hell? We reversed. Dude, oh no. It's backwards threading and I just spun it the wrong way a lot. And I think I'm just turning the motor now. Well, that's never gonna work again. Damn it, dude. Who built this thing? So even if I hold that, I need to secure the motor somehow, but I think it's too late for all that. Do I need to take the motor apart? We are so screwed here, guys. Damn it, man. Okay. Ah, dude, I almost had it. And had what? I have no idea. Okay. By God, I think I got it. All right, so there's a washer. Fan blade. And a flipping motor. And a red wire that goes in down there and back out there that doesn't seem to carry any power out of there. But interesting. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fuck, dude. All right. Oh, you son of a bitch. I think I found the problem. I did. Damn, dude. There is this yellow wire here and the nut that it's supposed to be clamped down onto, and it's broken loose. So I found the problem. It's a weird angle right there. But let's just let's test a theory here. Let's plug it in and let's get some rubber handled needle nose pliers. And let's just press that against where it's supposed to be. I don't know, dude. I think. There we go. That would be it. But at the same time, I'm not getting any display. Nothing coming out of there. That's supposed to be grounded.
Nothing, man. All right. I thought I found the problem, but I'm not getting any display. SOL. I am going to, however, leave it here for my wife to check out. Before we huck it in the garbage. And I found some, I don't know, I like these little rubber washers. Are gonna be cool for something. And I'm gonna save these little metal washers too. I've got a bin full of washers that would house these. Sounds personal. Solder fix. Well, I don't know, that's what we were hoping for there. But upon making contact there with something I could see that looks like it was supposed to be right there at that screw, nothing's happening. I'm not getting any lights, no display, no power signal going up there. I'll let my wife investigate any kind of solder fix. I'll rip the face off if I have to. That was her favorite air fryer, but we can get another one. Just maybe go with a different brand this time. This one's Borlebi. Save the plate for parts expansion. What are you talking about? This thing? This metal plate here. Turn the power on. Yeah, I mean, I plugged it in, got the power. If you didn't see, I was going around with my electrical tester to find out like where the signal was going, but it's not carrying signal to the display, and I'm not getting any power up here. It doesn't have like a power button per se when it is working, and it's supposed to, as it's supposed to be. When you plug it in, there is a red display here with a power button, and you just touch it and it comes on. It's touchscreen kind of thing. And that's probably what got fried. I don't know. It's an air fryer, man. It fried itself. Yeah, it's a power button on the display, but the display's out. And the display's out, there's no power button. It was probably a little cockroach that got in there and fried something. Ground pounder, where you at? Super Shay to ground pounder. Super Shay to ground pounder. Super Shay to ground pounder. I have the most recent drawing from the boy. Drawing Super Shay and ground pounder together, cutting trees. Yeah, this is a chainsaw right here, and that's the tree. And Super Shay, and that's ground pounder. He's got it labeled up here, Dad and GP. He keeps pumping these things out, man. And I think this one, I'm gonna have to ask him. Okay, I got a Q, and I think this is me, and this is either gonna be Mom or this is gonna be ground pounder. I'm not sure yet, but there's the sun, and there's the grass, and there's the tree. Yeah, there's one more under there. I like to keep these at the workbench, even though they get dirty. Like this is my area, so I always keep them at the workbench. Ground pounder, you're there. Yeah, dude. He pumped out some more, man. He gave them to me 2 days ago. I said, dude, don't put them in here. Don't put them by my bed. Bring them to the workbench. That's the spot. Heck yeah. I don't know. Where did this part come from? I don't even remember. Joy to my heart, my friend. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. And he's been doing good in school, like I was saying, and that's super huge, you know. Now he can get ice cream. And right now his sister's going to messing up in school. I hope they're not like trading back and forth. I think Quinn's like truly getting onto a better path. I've got this thing and that thing, and somebody was talking about saving something for parts expansion, but I don't know what they're talking about. School is cool, kids. Damn straight it is. This video is not made for kids. Fuck. What do we... So does anybody have any idea on how to successfully have an ant farm? Has anybody ever done an ant farm before? Like, this is little man's. And I see him like catch ants and carry them with him for a while, and figured that this would be cool. He's got to get his ants placed in there. And then they go in and they get in there. I don't know, man. We gotta start getting some ants in there. And what is that? Did my wife fill it with sugar? I think that's like the sand that came with it or something. That'd be crazy. Ants would love living in there. Kids don't rip apart mom's air fryer. Heating element is good for swelling steel parts. It's more gentle than a torch. Oh. The heating element. Dude, I'll probably break that thing trying to get it off of there successfully. It's got rivets. I guess I would have to drill out the rivets. How do you wire up a heating element? You give it 2 hots and a ground? Or it's a hot and a neutral and a ground? Huh. Yeah, either way, before I go that far, I'm gonna leave it for my wife to inspect and see what she thinks. She's probably gonna want to tear off the display panel. Diabetic ants. Hell no. Dude, it's a good day. It's gonna be nice out today. I've had the pool heater running all night. It's just like a little pool heater. You know, maybe twice the size of this air fryer. So it only bumps up the pool like so many more degrees than what it is. But since I've had it running all night and it warmed up a little bit yesterday, then our pool should be really nice today. Dude, I don't know. You could find it on YouTube if you look up like making your own lanyard or something like that. There's like a short of this younger kid with this orange rope that he got on Amazon, and he cuts the 3 straps, gets the rope out. He's got like a pair of scissors like this, you know, maybe a little sturdier than this, and he cuts the rope in where he wants it in one cut. So it's like really cheap rope. because there's no way that he's got like a $100 pair of scissors that are going to do that. So yeah, anyway, so he's making his own lanyard, and he's doing like these overhand knots, and he's got like quick action cheap carabiners that you just twist open, and his termination knots are just one little overhand knot. And there's people in the comments like, you're gonna kill yourself, like don't climb a tree. And yeah, like the knot that went like back over here to like lock in on the back of the saddle, like through a D-ring, was like one little overhand knot that looked like it would pop through. It was like, oh my god, now I gotta leave a comment, dude. It's like, you need to like contact one of us that are in these comments, because this is real, and you're doing a lot of shit wrong and not safe, and just shoot, man, reach out to one of us. Reach out to me. Can find a way to get in touch with you and point you in the right direction. I've got the little thermometer, but he's kind of floating in the middle. It's the boat. There's all sorts of sharks and mermaids in there. It's like it's coming closer. 83. Hell yeah, that'll be nice, man. Nice shark. It'll be sweet. Got this whole thing here, which is cool because the neighbors have these Norfolk Island pines that are gonna grow real tall, and we don't get none of that stuff in our pool. Got the rock climb, swing set, kayaks, and our little magnolias in the backyard, and my ugly blue paint. It's like this water sealant stuff, and before we finish painting it, I want to do some more sealing at like the bottom of the wall, because it's wood and there's a lot of weather and flooding around the house to get to the front of the house back there. I saw a Greg Brown post with the RB CFL on it, like with my arm on there. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, dude, this is like my third cup. I've been up since 3:45 or something like that. What are you telling me? It's 20 degrees? Is it still really cold up there? Yeah. I can't help it now, man. Like, I have to get up even like a little bit earlier to do the save-a-tree thing. So it's just like, I can't help it, man. I pass out real early, wake up real early. That's just my thing, dude. Get up early and clean up the saws and be ready for the day. Quinn made me this. I think it might go on. I haven't tried it yet. Little man. Hell yeah, you got one to fit me finally. This other one, you know, it's way too small, but it's pretty cool. And the girl made me this one. That came out really nice. Yeah, I caught on to that. She's out of town. Somewhere in another land. Yeah, no doubt. It's almost like this thing has like little antlers. She's in Florida? Well, at least it's a nice time of year for sure, man. And it warms up in the afternoons and the sun gets warm, but it is a sweet time of the year. Guys at one of the guys I worked with was like something about feeling the heat, you know, something like that. Like, hey, the heat getting to you yet? I was like, dude, what are you talking about? What heat? Like, it ain't even. Oh, Pensacola, sweet. It ain't even starting to get hot yet. Yeah, so she's even further north, and temperatures up there are like even nicer. Just the distance from like here to Ocala, it's gonna be a lot nicer in Ocala, and then she's even further up there. You had snow? I bet. I haven't seen snow since I was an infant, so I've never seen snow, as far as I know. That's why I want to build a snowman. Dude got under stillborn skin last night. Said his name 50 times. Spending money like water. It's getting old. Yeah, and we have not been, but we're so in lack of work and income that it doesn't matter anyway. Damn it. I've got the thing on the books. I've made a few phone calls to people I used to work with, and it's been a while, and they're working on putting some things together for me. They'd be happy to work with me. This old dude, Raymond, with Ace Tree Service in Sarasota, he's trying to put something together for Tuesday. And this other guy way out in Polk County, he's 70 years old as well, but he did like 50 years of climbing and linesman work and whatnot, and he's still out there doing tree work. He told me his well dried up. It's been like we've had such a lack of water and rain that a lot of people in his area are having that problem, and it needs to be re-drilled, which he was saying is going to cost him like $12,000. And I know after the last job with him and him talking with his buddy about how things are and finances and how much income, like that's a terrible hit for him. $12,000 to re-drill the well deeper. Just another way of saying I'm broke as fuck. Damn it, man. Seems like no fucking matter how much I make, it just goes. Yeah. Like, and my spouse, my wife, she used to just, yeah, it doesn't matter how much money is there and available. It can all go extremely quick. I'm glad we got a massage chair. It's really nice. I She wants a jacuzzi tub in the bathroom. So I think our next big thing will be a bathroom remodel. Get some new cabinet in there with a nice sink and a jacuzzi tub. Get all the tiles ripped out. Do something completely different. What's cool is we can do a lot of that ourselves. And hell yeah. Meanwhile, the good life in Florida. Is she now? It's not she got a friend or business in the area. Rico. Kohler, if that's how that's pronounced. I know the brand name. Kohler jacuzzi tubs are sweet. Yeah, man, I'd want to be like, yeah, she needs that, man. She needs that. I think that'll be our next tax season. We'll remodel the bathroom. Save, save, save. Yeah, my savings, dude. I still have my savings, but it's gotten low. And I'm pretty sure we're at the end of March, and my tax accountant's going to call me with, or text me with, you know, what are the numbers for the past 3 months? Well, the numbers are shit. So I don't think I'll be paying much of a quarterly. More importantly, I have car insurance and blah, 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 blah. And the truck payment and rent. Truck looks fucking sweet, man. I did that video at night with the reflective stuff on it and everything and the light going, but since then I've put in the back wheel well inserts and the low profile wheel well what do they call, flares, and so it's really sweet looking now. It looks the way I've wanted it to look for since I've had it. Yeah, that's what my mom was saying a couple months ago. Like, I was so worried about paying like the quarterly, and she was like, fuck that, like pay your rent first, and you know, everything else after. Just the way it usually goes as far as what's due in a line would be like the car insurance, the truck, and then the rent. Everything else is the small payments in betweens. I usually always make it, and if I don't, then I pull a little bit out of savings, but I think I'll make it. Got the job on the books, which is going to be sweet. I should be able to refinance and lower the truck payment, still have it on a 5-year plan, just get the APR down. Yeah, the electric's paid. I paid that ahead of time last month. So I typically always do that. I'm usually always way ahead on the electric. Oh yeah, the water. Gotta take care of the water. For some reason, the parents want to put like the water bill where we have the account numbers and go in and pay it online. She's always done that and included with the rent, but I guess it'll be one less thing for her to do. We'll start handling that. Getting ahead in payments has been a huge stress relief. Yeah, I took off a little stress with the tax season. I got ahead, but now it's coming around again. And that guy just completely stopped using me down the street. I'm taking a different path anyway than I was going to anyway. Took me years to be able to get ahead. Right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're developing a system. We're getting there. Long time. In a galaxy far, far away. I don't know where my cup's at right now, but I got my tag. I was gonna get like a flagpole in my yard and like put up the best dad in the galaxy flag. Just because. Oh man, so it's Sunday. What's everybody doing? What's everybody gonna do on this fine Sunday? We're gonna cook some steaks. We got like 4 of them, like little ones, like little chopped sirloins that are little grill steaks that are going to be diced up and put into a beef stroganoff. We need to pick up some mushrooms. Think we got everything else. USD to silver. Sell as we go. So our silver peaks. 20-30% more annually. Yeah. My savings is invested in gold. And I also have like a Fidelity Investments set up with Save-A-Tree that a little bit of my check goes to every time. And it's been growing. And the more I add to it, now that I'm back with them, the more exponentially that'll grow. 616 was in here. He must have popped out. Call in 616. Where did he go? 616. Let's see what kind of noises we can get out of this. There he is. So there's this little guy. This one's a little different. Like it's almost all the same except for this noise. No, not that noise. It's got an extra button. You hear the difference? I had no idea until I was at the Dollar General and playing around in the kids section, or my section, and pressed the button on this thing. And I was like, son of a bitch. That's the Dollar General sheriff's car right there. And lo and behold, one day I came across the fire department. So now we've got the fire department, we've got the sheriff, and then we've got the ultimate squad car. And it's got a trunk. And put stuff in there. And it's got an extra button, and it's got a different sound. We got the whole brigade now. I'm not sure where this one came from, but this is the mother. It's got the water gun at the top, and the horns here, and it's got one button. Install those sounds on the next air fryer. Alright, rebuild this one with all the sounds in it and shit. Man, my wife goes to heat it up and it'll start going off on her. The ladder truck, hell yeah. And the little ladder truck, the big ladder truck, the squad car, the SUV. What's next? What am I missing? The Bobcat is here. I don't know what you had planned per se. Oh yeah, so we're gonna do the grilled steaks and the stroganoff and some baked potatoes and some swimming. Jordan? Nice. Oh, yeah. That's cool, man. Has been with me since day one. Yeah, I was about to say, who's Jordan? I'm going to say I've heard the name before. man. Little spot right there on top of the finger. Clint's not with you anymore. So, yeah, it's like, okay, I've seen Clint and kind of know of Clint. You're right, yeah, like, he hasn't been in the comments or anything like that on your, now that you mention it. I can come in with the cheeseburger and the strong arm and just gone. He gone. Fucking A. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Fuck, I feel like there was something going on and you were talking about it, or had, like, he started a job somewhere else, I think, you know? Yeah, I think he got a job somewhere else, elsewhere. I was putting a little branch into the chipper with my left arm from the side of the chipper, and a little dead stick of a branch. And so I don't know what it did, man. It grabs the branch sometimes and just whaps it up. And my hand was on it, and it whapped it to the top of the chipper, like so fast and so hard. I was holding my hand and like saw like this like break in the skin right there a little bit, and was checking for cuts, and it was like numbed out because it whapped it so hard. And I got lucky, man, that there was nothing sharp or edge up top, and it was just a flat surface, because it shit whipped my hand so fast and so hard. Yeah, I would have had some kind of terrible cut or dismemberment had there been any kind of like sharp edge up there to contact. So I was talking with the other groundy man about that, how it happened. It happened to him before, but it down whapped him. And so now he's got a certain way he puts everything in. He's got a system to it now to where that can't happen, or, you know, very likely not to happen. So I'm going to get with him when we're running the chipper again on how it is that he places things in to avoid that craziness, because damn, that thing got me. He needed to learn a lesson. Now he's back and with me. At least I hope so. I can't talk on my channel. Yeah, where's Mrs. GP? It's kind of like the dark web channel over here. Nobody's on to us yet. Dude, I can't believe everybody's still sleeping. It's like almost 9 o'clock. There should be like children and a wife wandering out here. Dogs to feed. He's a good doobie. Just can't work with me. Bro, I'm feeling lazy. Do I want another cup of coffee? Fuck it. Turn the bubbler on. My garage is fully loaded, man. Got a giant microwave out here. A coffee pot. Fucking torn apart air fryer. I got an MS-880. That big saw right there. Just sitting there for months. Like the guy's like, hey, I'll give you $60 to check it out. I checked it out and it's burnt up, man. Cylinder and piston do not look good. Only lasted him 6 months before it burnt up. He spent a bunch of money getting a new cylinder and piston put on it. And I think when he did that, they charge him for the new muffler system because it's all different the way they make it now. So I'm sure he paid a very pretty penny to have that saw done up, and it only lasted him 6 months. So I told him to contact me so we could discuss a plan for his saw. And I haven't heard from him. But I have his fucking MS-880 just sitting there. What the fuck do I do, man? I'm gonna reach out to him again. It's been a while. Can't do what I do solo. Yeah, no. Fuck doing tree work solo. I want to get my ass up there and work with Ground Pounder. That'd be cool as shit. I only got a half a cup's worth of water. That's alright, because I've had enough coffee so far as it is. Oh, perfect. There goes that mess. Yeah, man. I guess what runs through my head when it comes to coming up there? The family. Benefiting the family. Would I do well if I spent a week or 2 weeks or something like that up there? Because, where would I stay? How much would it cost to stay up there for a couple of weeks? And what would I make? And what would I bring home to the family? Like, just, I can't justify leaving the wife and kids if it wasn't beneficial to the wife and kids. Come up there and work, and I guess this is a chat for like a phone call or something like that. I bet you save a tree. I'm gonna try to pull me out of town here and there down the road, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Dano will be here Saturday. That's awesome. Dano fucking gets around, man. GB can come back to Florida. I'm gonna have a meet and greet. Not happening. Not fucking happening. Alright, Space Miner. Have an awesome day, man. Happy Sunday. Yeah, he's cool as shit, dude. Really good guy. I thought I reached out to him recently to chit-chat about something. About like a Makita chainsaw. Like, I don't know. For some reason I thought he had a big blue Makita chainsaw, but no, he doesn't. It was somebody else. But I got that Makita chainsaw taken apart and put back together. Got it running great for the guy. It just needed maintenance. Didn't need any parts or anything crazy like that. But I know that the wife is down for a family trip and get the funding together where we can go up north and enjoy a snow time of the year. Our littlest is getting bigger. We're almost ready for that. Maybe it could be a family trip and a work trip. It could be both. Plan to visit and go out and work a few jobs with you and then come back home. That would be tight. Yeah, Georgia is as far as you'll go. I'll step out of Florida. I'll come to Georgia. Fucking front porch, man. No awning. It's painted black. Hot as fuck. I will step off my porch to come meet you in Georgia. I bet. I bet GP's fun to work with. Fucking safe, tight, clean job site with good attitude and humor. That's how work should be. Yeah, I'm getting used to using a chipper now. With the Save-A-Tree, they got like a really big one. And then like one that's a big one, but it's what they call the small one. Yeah, the guy I'm working with now that like works out of the Nifty, he has a comm set, but he says it sucks. So he doesn't use it, but like all together, what I've figured out about being around him, his communication sucks with or without a comm set. It's like he's kind of closed off. Fucking earmuffs. He's up there. There's really not much talking to him. He has like certain hand signals he gives the guys, and that's about it. It's kind of strange. I don't feel it's the best dude to work with. Like if I was in the air and I had him on the ground, I'd want to connect. I think it's this guy that all my crane guys that have worked with him in the past, like nobody likes him. I don't think he's a bad guy at all. But yeah, they wonder where the hell I was at. Every time they went to go do a crane job with Save-A-Tree, there's this new guy there, and they'd be calling me up saying, "Where you at, man? This guy sucks." And I think it's just like the people thing, not like I don't even know. I don't even know. Tread lightly. Drove the Nifty up kind of like the front entry of the house sidewalk. Avoided the water meter, but just past the water meter where the water meter pipe runs, like it popped it and we had a water meter break. And then 2 days later, what's it? Friday, I'm driving the chip truck with the chipper on it, and there's like this drive. I don't have the DG thing, but anyway, there's this driveway, and it goes this way, and it's got parking over there. So like I have to back the chipper up, and then that turn with the parking area in the garage there, the awning thing, and get it backed in so I can get it all the way backed into where there's this courtyard with 2 trees that he's going to be deadwooding and whatnot. So that's my plan. Get the chipper, backed up to the courtyard. Everything can be brought to the chipper from there. And that'd be a nice spot. And dude was like, why don't you just, and there's like a tight spot with like a sidewalk and some grass, drive the F750 chipper truck in there and around the trees and then back out. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm afraid of popping some sprinkler heads or something like that, There's got to be some lines in here somewhere. I walked it out, walked all the way around, didn't see much of any kind of sprinkler system anywhere, especially like in the center courtyard around the trees area. And figured it was going to be kind of hard getting out, the last turn to get out. So, but we could probably pull it off. Like, I just don't want to get stuck back in there. And I run it by the dude in the lift, he's like their team captain basically. So yeah, it's cool with them. That's what they want to do, and whatever. That's okay. They do that shit. All right, I'm on their boat. So I drive the truck in, afraid to pop a sidewalk and everything. It's a giant truck, but the sidewalk's fine. I get on it and I'm going in and I'm trying to drive a certain way to be as safe as possible. And instead of going right and around the trees in the courtyard, all of a sudden he directs me left in between the buildings to back up to the courtyard, like way up in there. And I'm like, all right, I pull in over there and I back the chipper up. I get out and popped a water line, and that was over in between the buildings. Like, God bless it, dude. The freaking job manager dude at Save Tree, I won't say his name, but he's pissed. This is a big water line too. So there is a sprinkler system, and I know there is, and this is a complex. So it's under pressure. There's a lot of water, and I get the truck out of there, and fuck. I get the truck out of there, and Keith's pissed. I said his name, and he's fucking pissed, and he's really laying into the guy in the lift about all of it, Like I said, I'm just on their boat, man. Like, and the ground dude came to me, and he's like, "You were right about the sprinkler lines and stuff." And it's like, well, yeah. They're gonna be here at apartment complexes, and this is a big truck, and you take it over some areas like that, you're gonna pop some shit. Like, inside the courtyard area, okay, but as soon as he had me pull off the beaten trail of what we had talked about, that's when it went to hell. So eventually we find this lady over the phone that tells us it's over in this area by the building, and he's just like raking up by the building trying to find this thing, and way over by the sidewalk I find a big purple box, and I was like, I think this is it. I've had this issue before where like a little stick coming down popped a sprinkler PVC thing that was showing. There was water shooting 3 stories under pressure out of this thing, and it was a purple box where the shutoff was. And so it's got this little flip tab on it, and dude's in there, and there's tons of ants in there, and he can't find the shutoff in there. I was like, have you tried to pull the whole purple lid off? And he said no. I was like, well, let's try. Let's get that lid off. Let me get the lid off, and you can see it, the pipe, the off, get it turned off. It kills the water, and an irrigation guy comes out an hour later and asking me where exactly it was coming up at so he could, just dig in one spot instead of everywhere, and got it patched up. Well, that's 2 water breaks in a week. Yeah, I mean, it's a fat sprinkler line. A lot of water. I'd pack up and go the fuck home. Fuck off. I'd rather go make 3 times less money for no stress. Sounds like a nightmare. Well, I mean, it's stress-free to me. Like, none of that stuff's on my pocket or budget, and I'm not getting yelled at. I was just sailing on these guys' boat. Lesson learned. They're not going to want to drive that truck anywhere like that ever again. I mean, come on. It's an F750, dude. Yeah, it's a $1 an hour rate, like $31 an hour. I don't know. I may have gotten a raise. They even though I don't work there, like, I'm still kind of a part of that, and like I get the raises as time goes. Like, I'm their T5 climber is what they call it. They've got different levels, and level 5 is like their highest level of what you can achieve in the working atmosphere of the company, and I'm like the top dog. I know that Keith spoke highly of me to Jeremy, and that because I heard Jeremy kind of explaining a little bit about me to the other guy, and I was like, oh, okay. He right off rip thought I was like the guy that was going to be on the phone and in the truck and not participating in any of the work unless it was climbing or working out of the lift, like I was just going to be a dick. And he's wrong. He tried to call me out on it too, like, I don't need a guy that's gonna do this and this and this. I need somebody to drag brush and hump logs. It's like, dude, you just said that to me? Like fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, I remember a couple years ago with Save a Tree, there was this big, tall, like 80-foot laurel oak, and it had all this back weight, and a lot of the back weight was that way, and we needed it to go that way, like the opposite of everything that was posing. And the house was over here, and a drain field and stuff was here, so the thing really, really needed to go that way. And there was the trees over there, and we had the F750, and it was loaded down with chips. So game on. I got a line set in that thing with the slingshot, put a 5/8 inch bull rope in it, and banked a pulley off one of the other trees over to the F750, and pulling that tree over with the right counter pull and angle and everything was no problem. But driving in a courtyard, fuck that. The building manager lady was really cool, because she's happy that she has a company that would fix the problem, have it patched up, take care of the pay on whatever the sprinkler guy charged. Because they've had people before, she was telling me, this dude crashed a tree right through somebody's backyard fence there at the complex that was cutting trees out like beyond the sidewalk or something for a lady, and claimed that he didn't do it. As fake as silver or fake ass silver with a mistype. Dude, that reminds me. There's this guy. He's very arrogant and cocky, and he's a little younger than me, and climbs, and just not good word out there about him. He's trashed a garden when he was supposed to rope everything down. Broke a concrete bench, and the garden was like this lady's garden that was her garden for 30 years. There was all sorts of cool stuff in it, and he bombed it all and just destroyed plants and broke a bench. So he'd never be hired again, but he's out there doing lots of work, and he's all over Facebook and doing these crane jobs and everything. And he's like, this dude I've been rebuilding saws for, it's like the climber that he uses is this guy. And that's cool. Like, if you ever need me, I climb and I can help out. And so I rebuilt his, I got a 201 for him. He loves it. Did his 461. It's like a Frankenstein saw with all sorts of aftermarket parts. I was really sketched out about how it was going to do. And he says it's fucking awesome. And it's terrorizing shit. And I just did his 661. And then I see this Facebook post. Because this business owner has been learning to climb and getting himself some gear. He's really digging it, and he's gotten some trees going under his belt. He's been in the industry for a little while, so everything's not perfectly new to him. He's got a little experience on what's going on, and so there's this video that his coworker made, and he's climbing, and his coworker's in the lift. And he cuts like an angle into this like branch that's over a vinyl fence, and it's Friday. I'm gonna try to get this video because it would be the perfect fuck your fence Friday video. And he's got a line. I think they either set with the lift or from the ground on it over there. Dude, you got the lift. They could have just limbed it out, but he's got the line in it. He's got his notch, and he's sending the whole branch. It's even got like a side little branch on it sticking out over there. This way, as he makes the back cut so it can drop next to the fence. And so he's going big before, starting small and working his way up to like something big. And the branch is coming over and it's coming over and it goes down and it smashes out at least one full panel into just top rail pieces and stuff. Like, I don't know if he damaged a post, but smashed out the fence. This guy got his hands on that video. This climber guy that I'm talking about, that's like, all cocky and arrogant and shit. It's usually the climber for him. Well, he's butthurt because the owner is learning to climb, and it's, now he's not climbing for him because, he's learning to do it himself, and he's been bashing him for it. So he puts out this post of it happening with all these nasty things to say about him. And I know the guy. He's a good dude. Company owner dude. A young dude, learning to climb, and I do the saws for him. Anyway, it was pretty fucked up. Like what he was doing. Like I contacted my guy about it, and he's like, "You're the 10th person I've heard from." Like, he just burned quite the many bridges, posting the way he posted and saying the things he said the way he said them. And his grammar is terrible. My 11-year-old was pointing out all his grammar mistakes. Like, dude, you're gonna sit here and post about this guy's mistake? Like, we should repost this about all the mistakes you made in your spelling and your grammar and everything like that. Like, I'm very tempted to do so. And then I saw that the post was taken down like the next day. Yeah, he was talking shit about the business owner that's been learning to climb. This guy Seth, man, he's like, I build his saws. I did the 461 for him. He's like allowed me to like do whatever it is to his chainsaws, that I have to do to get it right. I'd never split a case before and done the bearings, but he's like, let's do it, man. He's like, let's learn on this saw. Let's go with aftermarket shit. It ended up being an amazing saw. He loves it. It's terrorizing shit out there. And he was always talking about this other guy, like the other climber guy that just untarnished everything with everybody with that post. Like, he's got this certain way he sharpens, not straight, flat, crossed. Like, he's got like this angle. It was either a downward angle or an upward angle or something like that. And his chains are so sharp, man. They cut so good, he's telling me. But after he ran that 461 that I had sharpened up, it like blew him away. He said it was shooting like noodles. Like, he had never seen a hand-filed chain that sharp, cutting that well with the type of woods that we cut. And so, yeah, fuck that other dude. Fuck that guy. He was like, if I could come over to your garage or something, man, and see how you file these things, like, I'd really appreciate it. And I told him, fuck yeah. Any one of these Saturday mornings or something like that, just get over here early and we'll sharpen some saws together. And I'm all about teaching the guy, he's learning from this guy that owns a grapple saw that's been in the industry a while. So he'll do grapple saw jobs with the guy, and the guy will show him how to tie in, tell him how to cut. But like I said, the guy's been at it for a long time, so he's got somebody pointing him in the right direction on how he's doing things, which is cool. Yeah, instead of encouraging him and helping him and being there for him, that's just who this guy is, man. He's a dick. And he just lost that whole fucking connection for himself, If the guy ever does need a climber, damn well he's just gonna call me. Like, I'll work with him. He can climb with me. We can share a big job, work with each other, whatever, dude. Like, I'll show him my setup, why I have things set up the way I set them up, how I've gotten to that point. I already told him you got to start low and slow, dude. Like, that huge branch over the fence. I don't know how he notched it exactly, or if it ever would have made it. Like, that judgment call can only be judged if you start small and work your way up to the bigger things, like I did. And he completely took that in and understood it and said, yes, sir. More work for me, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm all about working with good people and sharing everything. There's things that were shared with me that saved my ass a few times, if not my life. I just learned recently that, like you're in a bucket truck or a lift and you've got your rigging rope and it's through the rings or whatever, but you've got the end of it and you're flying around, you're gonna put it up there or go over there with it or tie it on there. Um, I think every once in a while I've clipped it to my D ring, but I always feel weird about it. And there's no chipper on site. But where this incident took place, there was a chipper on site. Um, no, and then the handrail of the lift or the bucket or something, clip it to that so you got your hands and everything. But being cautious of that rigging line. If it's caught up on anything, dude, these people had a damn chipper on the site, and this guy had it clipped to his fucking D ring, and somebody put something in the chipper that this line was attached to, and it ripped the guy out of the lift and ripped him apart, dude. Broke his bones and shit, and he died. And now I am working on site with a chipper, and yeah, it's just that's a big level of danger. And with these guys with the truck and the courtyard and trying to keep the chipper as close to the work as possible to make it easier on us that's putting stuff in the chipper, doesn't sound like a good idea. Like, no, let's keep that chipper away from the trees. Stay very mindful. Yeah, dude, like I remember being real aware of this before, and I watched a climber's rope start to get dragged, and the chipper was over there, and I started hollering about it, like, "Oh, we got it, man! I see it." It's like, no, fuck you, man! You fucking started dragging that thing. Dude, 9:20. How long has this live been going on? 3 hours? Is this a 3-hour live? We did a chainsaw, we did an air fryer, and now we're bullshitting? An hour for the chainsaw, an hour for an air fryer, an hour to bullshit on Sunday morning, waiting for the kids to wake up. Guess I don't need my iPad anymore. Is there shit you can see on the iPad that you can't see? Buck Yeah Saws says low and slow. Oh yeah, so Buck Yeah, you still in here? While we got the open screen? Let me grab this. This here is an Ms261. Fuck yeah. Dude, my friend had a rigging rope ripped out of his hand because it got pulled into the chipper on his job. Experienced crew. Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, there's a chipper. It's like, maybe I should get in the habit of not tying it to the lift or anything like that. If I have the rigging rope, just have it in hand, or have it like to where it can be ripped away. Yeah, let's say it's tied to the basket and it gets pulled into the chipper. Is it going to tighten up and snap? Is it going to rip the basket bar off? Is it going to pull the lift over? Like, what's going to happen? All right, so here we have the flywheel side. Sorry. All right, so here's the inside of the crankcase on the flywheel side. And here's the bearing that I have. Which way is this bearing going to go in? On this side of the bearing, we have that plastic casing for the bearings. Is that going to be like so, with the plastic on the inside of the crankcase? Or is that plastic going to go down and be facing that way, towards the flywheel? A box? Yes, it's a box. It's a box of awesomeness. The 261 torn down into parts. Buck yeah saws. It's my used to work in the still shop, so I'm sure you've got these kinds of things fresh in your mind. That's where I saw that little rubber part. Same thing with the two, yeah. Bruh. And then there's this bearing for the PTO side. It's a nice big fat bearing. And I'm pretty sure that the plastic casing, and this is like this indent, it's in there. I don't know, I want to say, I could have it all wrong. Like the plastics might go to the inside, and then the seal is going to go on this side over here, if I remember correctly. But, you know, I don't want to press these things in here or freeze the bearings and heat up the case and pop these things in here the wrong way. I got my case all nice and clean. GP, bruh, I have been steered in the direction of making this thing sparkle and toot. So I was just hoping that Buck yeah saws, let me check on that, could help me out with which way these bearings go. I know I could contact Aaron too, but I'm asking Buck yeah. Asking Buck yeah. Nice bearings, man. So I'm gonna pop these bearings together. I got all the parts, except I forgot to order the crankcase gasket. So I can't put this thing together until I get that gasket. Other than that, I have everything. Now that I have that other cylinder out of Rob's saw, now that I got that cylinder, I can build this thing from scratch, man. I think it had like an air leak somewhere. You know, my 261 was always giving me shit. Dude's like, oh, your carburetor's leaking, or the throttle rod's leaking. I get a brand new carburetor, same fucking problem. 5 or 6 cuts, man. And it started bogging out, like, and you know, it could have been the tank vent. Could have been a number of things. Could have been a leak in the case. Like, I am taking no chances. I'm going to have a good time building the saw from scratch, turning it into a beast, and having a 261 that is going to be my new friend. In 2011, I could ask Aaron. I could ask Aaron Lynch, or there's Jamie over at Quality Power. He's a certified steel mechanic and works in the shop every day. He'd be a good one to go to, you know. Oh, and then there's Eric at D's Equipment. He's the one I'm closest to. and I'm stopping by there on Monday. I was going to bring in my buddy's pole saw because I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Like, how do you know if a pole saw piston and cylinder are fried? I take off the muffler and I look in there, and what do I see? I see valves. I take off the intake, same thing. But the thing smokes and smells pretty bad on the smoke that's coming out of it after it gets going. So I'm pretty sure his engine is fried, just burnt up on the inside. I got it running, but I couldn't keep it running, and I'm also seeing and smelling like a pretty bad smoke that's coming out of it after cleaning up and investigating and putting back together and all that good shit. So I was just gonna bring it over to Eric because I'm sure he's got a way of finding out. I got these things all cleaned up, so I'm just going to keep them in this bag to keep them clean. That's my 261, all in pieces and cleaned up and ready to build. I just forgot to order the damn case gasket. What's that little symbol, GP, before bruh? Bruh. Bruh. Bruh? Yeah. Eric was telling me very rarely ever gets into splitting cases. One of them 4-mix engines. It is an HT101 still power pruner. The pole saw, HT101. It's got, little motor head, and the trigger, and the stop button, and HT101 written on it. Spark plug at the top, the orange cover still, and carburetor and muffler. But it's got little valves on the top under a cover. He says that he brought it to somebody to get it fixed up or something like that. And he swears that he got back a similar looking pole saw that has never run right since he's gotten it, but it's not the one that he gave the guy, and thinks that this guy just pawned off like one that was burnt up on him. He has an older one. He gave that to me, and it had a cracked purge ball, and we got in there and replaced that with a good one, and got it running. And so he's got a pole saw that works, but I think the telescoping on that one is fucked up, but it runs. My wife is gonna laugh when she sees how fucking torn down this air fryer is. Well, shoot. That's 200 minutes of being live. Usually just go until the kids and the wife are up and all that. Yep, that's a 4-mix. It was really windy yesterday. My wife's gonna be scared to go outside today because of all the pollen. Been messing her up. Just, ugh. I live in it every day. Like, bathe in pollen at work. Put shit through the chipper, man. It's fucking billows and blasts and puff clouds and freaking pollen everywhere. How many cans of brake cleaner do you go through? I don't like using a lot of brake cleaner, man. I did recently on that case, but it's like, there goes $4 just cleaning this case up. I'd rather use soap and water and compressed air. Alright guys, I better click off of here. Get to stepping in the house and seeing what the fam's up to. Or if they're all still sleeping or whatever. Buck, yeah, you still in here? I remember now, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I have this little 2511 cylinder. I lunged the intake a tad. And got the exhaust on it pretty far. But this is not the one that I went too far on. I have one where I went too far on it and it was free porting, like where the piston went down. It went down so far that there was a hole at the top of the exhaust, completely messed it up. Anyhow, I've done it now where I've removed these little sidewalls. Dude, I can't remember. I can't remember what I did, but yeah, you're gonna take off. Me too. Just, you find great gains even with taking these out. Like you don't mess up your throttle response. Like, I don't know, whatever I did to that other cylinder, I think my compression and my squish is so tight that it's just not running right. And that one's trashed anyway. I just got to figure out a direction to go on my next 2511 cylinder, or if I'll just keep it the same because the ones that I have are ripping. Yep, have a good day. Happy Sunday. I'll get with y'all later.